Hello, my name is Prime and welcome back to ATS Showcases, and today I'm going to be checking out this 4th generation Ram Trucks mod by Nimit, a paid mod, and I'll have the link for this mod down in the description below. The mod is $25 and includes multiple versions or models of the 4th generation Ram series, along with 3 different trailer types. So by technicality, there are 5 different Ram trucks within this mod: the Power Wagon, the Sport, the Laramie 3500, which is a dually, the Laramie 2500, and then the standard 1500. And then for each truck, there are various chassis options available, with the majority of the options being the same. And for example, on this Power Wagon, the standard Power Wagon chassis has a standard trailer hitch at the back, but you could also put a 5th wheel in the bed of the truck. There are also some different flatbed options as well, with the hitch point changing in its respective location. There are multiple engine options available within this mod as well. And for today's video, since the Power Wagon uses a Hemi V8, I've put one in the truck to power our delivery. Generally speaking, the transmissions included will pair automatically with one of the provided engines as well. There are multiple stock color options available, and the exterior accessories of this truck is the primary location where it shines, as many elements have a plastic, a paint, a chrome, or a piano black trim option available for it. Everything from the grille to the bumpers, fenders, the mirrors, the steps, window trims, rear bumper, and you get the gist of it. A lot of elements here can be customized, and in the interior of this truck, the customizations continue as we can change the coloration of the interior by various elements. So for example, the top of the dashboard, you could change that to beige if we wanted to, leave it black, put it to brown, but again, you can change the colorization of the rest of the dash as well, putting it to a color of your choice. You can change the color of the floor as well, so this does the carpets. There are multiple sections on the doors that you can modify. You can change the primary seat color, putting that either to beige, black, brown, red, or white once again. And to top it off with the coloring of the interior, you can also do the ceiling as well. You can really mix and match and make the interior your very own. And as I mentioned, there are 3 different trailers that come with this mod, each of which can carry their own cargo. The first of which being this utility trailer, the second being an animal hauler, and the third being a gooseneck trailer. So overall, a fantastic mod with plenty of options and great detail overall. And for today's delivery, we are going to be hauling these ATVs from here in Galveston, Texas, and we're going to head down to Corpus Christi, or just outside of it at very least, returning to Texas as it is a wonderful DLC that I haven't been in for a while. And we're going to put this truck to the test driving across some more county roads as well, not just highway. So without further ado, let's get this Ram Power Wagon started up and get on the road. Alright, let's get rolling out of here. Hopefully everyone's doing well. I certainly am. Great to be back here in ATS and great to be doing a vehicle mod once again. I love these vehicle mods so much, and thank you to Nimit for reaching out to me with this new release that he has done a fantastic mod overall, and this is the one exception that I generally do with the paid mods. Now, I am pretty stingy with accepting paid mods for reviews here in the channel because it's not something that a lot of people, well, I say not a lot of people do get paid mods, but I like to generally do mod reviews of mods that are easily accessible for everyone, and that's generally ones found on the Steam Workshop. However, Nimit is a little bit different because highly respectable person, great to deal with, and also fantastic quality mods as well. And this Ram doesn't disappoint in that matter. And something I want to point out right out of the gate is the significant improvement compared to other vehicle mods I've compared here with Nimit, or reviewed, I should say. Significant improvement in the engine sound department. Well done, Nimit. I am very happy with that, and across some of the other engines, which I did briefly test trying to get this video up and going here. Highly impressed. Oh, we actually got to go in the left lane here. Highly impressed with how the sounds across the engines are, and quite realistic overall. So well done on that one. And that's something that is actually a very important feature of these mods overall, and something that I think a lot of you would agree is kind of a key piece to it. And we're using a Hemi today, as I mentioned in the intro there, with this Power Wagon. Again, I think it's a very good delivery overall with the I can't do the cinematic because we're on a bridge, of course, but I think it's a great looking truck and trailer combination here with these ATVs, which is a legitimate job option. Each of the trailers have their own cargoes, or some overlap, I guess, but generally speaking, their own cargoes available in the cargo market whenever you purchase this ownable trailer that it is and attach it to the truck. It just works like a normal economy job. It's fantastic. We're then able to, well, do this. Do a proper point A to point B job, and kind of cool to be just doing something with the utility trailer here in the game. However, I will be doing very soon some hotshot trucking, I think, with this truck as well, because for those who are paying attention in the options view section of this video, if you happen to watch it, if you skipped over it, I'm going to tell you about it now. Because this truck has a dually option as well, the 3500, I am definitely going to be doing some hotshot trucking with the gooseneck trailer, but I saw this power wagon. I wanted to go full blackout on it with a couple chrome accents, I guess, with, for example, the Ram logo, but overall, black out the truck, custom forged wheels. I think the thing looks pretty slick if you ask me. So I wanted to do that today and found these ATVs, which is one of the more prominent cargo options that I could at least see for this particular utility trailer, which makes sense. So yeah, we're just hauling from our little home there in Galveston, Texas. We're going to go down to, I believe it's actually basically a port, just out of Corpus Christi, actually. But this is all of a section as we get off of this interchange, or as we're halfway up on top of it, actually, which is way high up here, by the way. This is going to be all of a section that we haven't actually gone to yet, or at least I haven't explored here in ATS. Or at very least not in this profile, but I don't think anywhere for that matter, so that's that. So it's going to be nice to explore this area, and once we get through here, it should be pretty much more county road-ish or side road, depending on how you want to call it, which is absolutely fantastic. Those are the type of roads I like to do these cruiser deliveries on with these type of vehicle mods, and I think it's going to be fantastic once we get a little bit more onto the backcountry roads with our ATVs. Goodness gracious me, that was a long light rotation, but you know, this is the type of thing that gets me really excited for Project Road Tripped, the SCS Software initiative to basically bring these ownable, real-life licensed vehicles into American Truck Simulator stock and unlock a number of different functionality and features in the game. I am well aware that there is a pretty big divide in the community on this. A lot of people are excited for this proposition to be coming, and a lot of people are saying, okay, maybe you're starting to step out of your lane, SCS Software. Leave this work up to the wonderful creators and modders like Nimit to be able to do these extra additions to the game. Honestly speaking, I am very excited for the Project Road Trip to come in for the sake of universal compatibility, but I do hear the concern about the different, you know, staying in a lane and let's try and, you know, stick to American trucking simulator versus American driving simulator, basically, with pickup trucks and cars and so on in the game. I like the realism aspect. I like the licensing aspect. I like the ability to do different roleplay and so on within the game by having personal ownable vehicles. I think that is a strong benefit. But I do hear the whole lane argument, and especially with what's going on right now in ATS with, we talked about it in previous episodes for those who've watched it, the Kenworth T680 situation, and really the demand on the SCS Software vehicle team for American Truck Simulator, or at least one of them, because their team has significantly grown, to try and bring in vehicles to the game and keep up with new trucks coming out and getting other ones in and completing series and upgrades and so on. By bringing in Project Road Trip, unless complete new hires, which I think there are some people shuffling around, but you know, there is capacity that is being put there versus other places on the vehicle side that, well, could be put to other places for the game. Now, again, there are plenty of pros and cons, and I've talked about it in other videos. I've already mentioned it a little bit in this game, but I hear that argument on the whole, okay, SE Software is now devoting more resources that they have or are hiring to a new feature instead of enhancing some of the other features or trucks or so on in American Truck Simulator as it stands. There are many forms of this argument and different ways to go about it. And honestly, I'm in a weird, odd position because I'm really excited for the feature to come because I think there are great options coming. But at the same time, I 100% agree with the other party as well. And I think that's the most nice thing about this as well, is that there is no right and wrong. Absolutely. Everyone can have their opinion and so on, but I normally, when you have an opinion, you're more, you know, slanted to one side or the other. I'm very much in the honest middle here on the Project Road Trip feature. The more that events with SES Software and the content for ATS happen. Everything that is happening is really good. Don't get me wrong. I'm not upset or disappointed or anything like that. But it is an interesting mindset to be kind of a little bit in the middle of both sides, and there's fair arguments for either way. Like it or not, unless if something significant happens, Project Road Trip will come. And then that means that modders like Nimit, will, I think, still have a big advantage in the scene in many ways, because Project Road Trip will be limited in terms of the vehicle qualities and so on by the licensing of said vehicles in the game. I think then the modders will just pivot to whatever brands or trucks or models or whatever cars that aren't licensed to be able to bring in that diversity, and people will still, you know, pick up the mods and use them like this truck and so on as they wish, because there will be plenty of other features come in. And at the same time, Project Road Trip may unlock dev features for sim modders to be able to use as foundations for the mods that are more realistic than trying to take truck physics and so on and modify it for this or create something from scratch. So I think there are plenty of benefits for on the mod side, but then also the downside of, you know, there's stock things in the game for it. Either way, when it comes to the mod here with the Ram, the hotshot trucking feature is something that I'm definitely going to be doing here, as I mentioned in the coming episodes. I've got a couple of things planned in the meantime, but we'll be definitely doing that shortly, because that is something that is talked about with Project Road Trip. And I want to get a taste of that a little bit earlier. I've done it slightly with some of the other mods I've done here with Nimit mods here, but I definitely want to try it out for the sake of this mod as well, because the dually Ram 3500 is an absolute beast of a truck and a classic when it comes to hotshot trucking, by the way. So I think it was the gooseneck going to be a very good combination. Again, I just decided to go with the ATVs today as we cruise across Texas. I think it was just a interesting one, honestly. I want to do a little bit more of a standard delivery. Again, do a lot of the commercial grade things normally. I wanted to do a little bit more of a residential home feeling, basically, delivery type, where I'm just out enjoying a nice Texas day here, and we're just cruising with the ATVs in the back. I mean, you can't really complain with that, can you? I don't think so, and I'm not going to. And there are lots of good points with Project Road Trip and the alignment with some of the map DLCs that are going to be coming out in like the overall framework, basically, of what's happening with the expansion of the ATS map. Route 66 is going to be, or has been, obviously, the main focus for SES Software. Obviously, Illinois is the most recent map DLC that we have confirmed, and that is where Route 66 concludes. So SES Software has been trying to conclude Route 66 from start to end, going through the states that it crosses. So that makes sense. Project Road Trip kind of plays into that as well, right? Driving a vehicle, classic car down Route 66. It's a whole storyline there. Honestly, makes sense. can't really complain too much about that. I wanted to kind of do a little bit of an early thing with that in some ways with this, and definitely going to do some hotshot trucking, that's for sure. Going to check out what some of the different cargoes are for the gooseneck trailer. I think there's some different, you know, like construction equipment, a little bit like a skid steer, I think. That's what I saw in the one promotional video, I believe, about it. I could be actually completely messing that up though, because I have been reviewing a lot of different mods for the games here that I cover on the channel. So some things are starting to blend together, not going to lie, but there are many features of this mod that are quite distinct that, again, I can't complain about. It is nice to cruise across this section of Texas. Obviously very flat overall, and we're gonna stop before the tracks. Oh my word, the AI traffic is stopping on the tracks. You serious? Dudes, you don't do that, man. You don't stop on the tracks. Oh my word. People. The AI are a thing of mystery. I'm actually surprised that they do that. Oh, you know what? I wonder if it's the more realistic AI mod that I have installed that is wreaking some havoc with the AI physics there around the train tracks. Maybe it is, because they do get a little bit more aggressive, so they're not as timid in lane changes or intersections. So I wonder if that is a point where it's forcing it in. That would actually be interesting to see a train come by there. Okay, it's a little gruesome, but I'd like to see a train accident. Sounds bad, but I'd want to see what actually happens there. But I probably should have sat there, but I actually don't really know how long it takes for a train to naturally spawn in ATS when you're driving around on the map. And I didn't feel like sitting there for a long time, so that's why I continued. But I actually would have been very intrigued if a train crash would have happened there. That would have been a clip, my word. Would have been a short that probably would have done well. Speaking about doing well on shorts, my word, I will never understand YouTube shorts, by the way, and some of the other shorts metrics that may or may not be expanding into soon. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. Keep an eye out for community posts coming soon. I will never understand YouTube shorts or any of that short form content in terms of viewership and so on. I know a lot of you love the shorts, just the random moments that I do within these videos that make sense, right? I crash, I do something dumb or questionable at very least, or just experience something of AI wonder or whatever may happen. They generally do very well, and it's a nice kind of alternate content to provide here on the channel. I know a lot of you enjoy it, and it brings a lot of new people in as well. And the one thing about it, besides the video discoverability, the shorts is just a ticking time bomb of its own thing. And you can have a short that basically performs nowhere for the first week of its existence, and then all of a sudden it just goes on a rampage, and I'm looking at graphs and it's like, okay, something's going on, because I've got an extra 30,000 views in the last 24 hours that I normally don't have. And where is that coming from? And sure enough, they are shorts that I've posted up. I've had a short that I've seen in my metrics, and maybe you guys have been able to capture, I can't remember the name of it. There's been a few that will just pick up tens of thousands of views after like a year or two of them being on the channel. They were flatlined for a year and a half or so, and then all of a sudden they just go on a whole rampage. So I will never understand it. Most recently, one of the shorts I put out is one of actually now the most popular viewed shorts on, or one of the most popular shorts on the channel, one of the most viewed ones. I will never understand it. Some of these bits I put up because they give me a chuckle or an event that happened, or I just figure, oh, you know what, someone's gonna probably find this funny, and I guess a lot of people find it funny, or just decide to watch it a lot. I don't know how the algorithm works, why, like, I can't explain it. I honestly can't explain it. I don't think it's made to be explained. Regardless, it's just one of those things. And thank you all so much for engaging with those shorts as well, and the content overall. And the community is growing, mainly in part with the videos, but these shorts as well. And there will be lots of other forms of content coming soon. Don't you worry about that. Got a lot of things nearing release and just in the pipeline, and now that some things are being able to be worked on, so overall just a good thing overall. I think I have to continue. Yes, going to be going through the gates. Look at this port. This is insane. So you're telling me I'm delivering my ATVs to Terra, a massive seaport, or is it a shipbuilding? I don't actually know. That's a good question. Is this like a big... I don't think it's freight. Or is it oil? No, it's got to be... It looks like building of something. Oh, do I have to select my delivery? I think I have to select my delivery. Oh, there's a backup camera too. How neat. I did not change it from the previous episode where we did the dynamic loading. So, there we go. We have to select. There we go for it. Kind of neat that there is a backup camera, although the backup camera just points at the tonneau cover, which is questionably useful or not. Okay, so we've actually got to park in there. So we're gonna spin over here. Now, fortunately, we are in a truck that is a lot easier to maneuver, given that it is not a transport. So watch me still fail at this, but let's go ahead. Oh, okay. Because yeah, short wheelbase. So we're gonna bring this back and around. Oh, don't. At least it's easy to correct if it's going too far. We can slow down a little bit here. Doesn't need to be going too crazy, but at least I can actually see where the trailer is, even when it's going to the opposite side. So yes, I'm cheating a little bit going out the window, but again, I've been told many times looking out the window is not cheating. And I don't think so, because I even do it in real life when I'm reversing something. So I'll call that a win overall. Thank you all so much for watching. What a fantastic mod. Thank you, Nimit, once again for sending this over. Highly recommend it as well. Yes, it is a paid mod, but if you want to drive a Ram truck, whatever version it may be, maybe it's a Power Wagon, maybe it's the 3500, 2500, or even the 1500, they're all there for you. And highly customizable, as I mentioned before at the very beginning, and sounds pretty good as well, so can't complain about that. Once again, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.